Come on in, come on in. Oh, let me move this one up just a teeny bit more. Hey, Ellsworth. And I mean Ellsworth in this beach. The fuck? Hey, y'all, come on in. Y'all already know what time it is. And today's prison jail talk. So if you've done any time and you would like to, well, if you're brave enough to share your story, then you're more than welcome to come up on the couch. But in the meantime,
it's time for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. Trust me, it ain't no fucking limits. I said none.
I mean none. The fuck? Y'all come on in. This song is gonna be a give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. I did all my time now, I'm about to prove something. I did all my time. I said what I said, and I don't do no bluffing. I stand on my word, and I promise you. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. My time now, I'm about to prove something. I said what I said, and I don't do no bluffing. Out and I'll show you how I made my own plan. No man gon' take me off my square, but if you take me there, I'll show you why I don't play. It ain't a game. You say you care for who you cross. That's why it pays to be the boss. Yeah. One call I can't get you on, and they be busting you down like some soft. Yeah, really don't gotta say much, but you can see that I got all the sauce. Yeah, if I give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. I did all my time now, I'm about to prove something. I did all my time. I said what I said, and I don't do no bluffing. I stand on my word, and I promise you. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. I did my time now, I'm about to prove something. I said what I said, and I don't do no bluffing. I stand on my word, and I promise you. I promise to God if I don't become great, it's because they can't handle the real. And if I'm lying, put that on the Bible. Leave I can call it a deal. People be lying, let's keep it a bill. The shit you be saying, I can't even feel. A lot of times I'm solo, cause people be switching like roles in the field. I don't have time for the haters, and I don't have time to be playing these games. If I said something, I meant it. I'm setting examples, I don't wanna be like these lanes. I made a name for myself, no one really gave me no hell. I came in the game and I swear I did it and gave them hell. I don't need you to apologize, you already showed me who you really truly are. I'm not even judging you, just saying that what you just said you would have a side. But it's okay, I'm doing good, I get to the paper. If I cut you off, it's cause you was fake and I won't see you later. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. I did all my time now, I'm about to prove something. I did all my time, I said what I said and I don't do no bluffing. I stand on my word and I promise you. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. If I give up, then it be all for nothing. My time, I said what I said and I don't do no bluffing. To motherfucking business. I know y'all probably like, damn, did you have to say it like that? Yeah, because it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits, and it's prison talk, prison jail talk. If you want me to add you on Instagram, because we've had somebody get up on the live jacking off, drop a couch, let me know that you want to come up and that you want to talk. Otherwise you won't be up, but you got to let me know that you want to come up. Today, okay, I'm about to let you on because I see that you saying that you want to fix your background, meaning that you're not going to fix your dick to make sure that it's popped out on the screen. So let's get you on up. And let me make sure that this phone is turned up. Shout out to all my couch potatoes that stay tuned into the couch. The fuck? All right, I'm about to add you right now. Ooh, not the request is going. Was the dick out? Jesus. You can send the request again. Anyways, it's prison talk, prison jail talk. If you are comfortable sharing your story, you are more than welcome to come up. Like I said, if you want to join the live, just tap in. Let me know that you want to come up. Y'all, it's a lot of stuff going on in the prison systems right now. Not that it stopped, because a lot of us, we know firsthand because we've been there. Right? So, give me a second. Let me move Bella. Bella, get on. It's the couch. She don't care. So, a lot of us have witnessed some things. A lot of us should try to keep our nose clean so we didn't have to witness no things, because we didn't want to be. You get put in some bullshit when you stand up for yourself, when you fight for your rights, when you fighting for what you believe in, especially when you're on the yard. You shouldn't be afraid to, if you get violated, you shouldn't be afraid to speak up, because you'll get punished. That should never be the fucking case. Never. It should never be, if you tell me that he raped you, or if you tell me that she raped you, I'm going to make sure that you get in trouble too. That should never be, that makes people want to keep their mouths shut, because they don't want to misconduct for them being violated. And then y'all are allowing other officers to use this to take advantage, because they know that if an inmate speaks up on what an officer is doing to them, not only is that officer going to get in trouble, but that inmate is too. And if that's not the case, that's what you guys are showing us. Because that's what you're doing when these young ladies are standing up for themselves and telling you guys, hey, I was raped. Hey, I was violated. Hey, I was beat up. Instead, you guys are fucking punishing them. No. And I say this all the time, but we have to be loud. We have to be the voice. If we are not the voice, then guess what? Shit like, let me show you. Let me just show you. Because it get real out here, and this shit is fucking ridiculous. It should never be like this. I should have took that down. Y'all see this? This shouldn't be something that we see. This shouldn't be something that's fucking going on in the penitentiaries. Officers beating inmates to a bloody fuck. Damn, not even a blood. I know I'm being extra if I say a bloody pope, right? Beating inmates until they're bloody. You guys, I don't mean you guys. I mean the system is making it okay for officers to get away with every fucking thing. They're not held accountable. And then once they are held accountable, then guess what? You guys are punishing the women as well. That doesn't make somebody want to stand up and be like, oh my God, I'm being violated. No. Not at all. That doesn't make somebody want to get help. If an officer, let me rewind this because I'm fucking pissed. If an officer is to the point where I don't give a fuck what the fuck you did. It's no reason why your face should look like this, and your oranges that you got on. It's no reason why there should be speckles of blood, splashes. It shouldn't look like your motherfucking shirt was painted. It should never look like that. That's unacceptable. And that's another reason why we have to continue being the voice, why we have to be loud, keep being loud, why we have to keep doing these rallies. Because once we keep doing that, eventually it's going to pay off. Eventually they're going to start listening. Eventually they're going to start taking us serious. They're not taking us serious. That's why there's still videos coming in of women being beat bloody in the prisons by the fucking officers. Because they know we out here fighting to get them damn cams. They know we out here fighting. They know. Tap in, put a request in. So instead of being on their best behavior, guess what they doing? Y'all seen what was behind me, right? That was an officer that did that from Lexington. She came from Lexington. And actually, an officer just got arrested at Lexington for raping several inmates. It didn't say one. And let me go ahead and get something straight with you guys. When it comes to being raped in prison, some of y'all might think that even if it's I don't give a fuck if it's consensual. It's still rape. Because you guys are in power. These ladies are at their fucking lowest. Do you think for 1 second that a woman who hasn't been loved their whole fucking life ain't gonna allow you to give them love when you giving it to them? They ain't had no dick in Lord knows how long. And you up here throwing it at them. And you telling them, hey, if you do this, that. And what about the ones that don't want to fucking have sex with you? But they're doing it because they know that if they say something, that they will be punished. Oh, that's not the case? That's what DOC is showing us. They're showing us that when inmates tell that they've been violated, that they'll get a misconduct. They're showing us that if inmates tell on an officer, we'll send in reinforcement. We don't give a fuck. We gonna start terrorizing the yard. I've seen it happen. I don't doubt that that's happening right now. I don't give a fuck how slick an inmate's mouth is. I don't give a fuck. Do you be at the gas station and somebody's being slick to you? Do you take off on them? So why the fuck would you do that to an inmate when you are in power? You know we can't swing back on you without getting consequences like extra charges, more fucking time. So y'all use y'all power to violate us. Y'all use y'all power to hold things over our heads, to take away privileges. Phone, visitation, mail call. Let you mess with one person that's part of their team. They might not be like, this is for so-and-so, Mr. Dixon, or they not gonna say that, trust me. But you will know. Once one officer is taken down, okay, they gonna start looking at other officers, of course. So these other officers is gonna do all that they can to terrorize you, to put fear in you. And DOC is helping. You wanna know why? Because they giving misconducts to the ones that's standing up, to the ones that's speaking out. If you violated, it should never be a consequence. It should never be a punishment for you speaking out. This is, again, why they need body cams in every penitentiary, every jail. You know how many inmates died in Oklahoma County just this year? We ain't even talking about last year. This year ain't even in the middle yet. We ain't even in the middle. Come on now. It's fucking pathetic. And I have people that's watching. Big O. And shout out to everybody that's tuned in everywhere. I have people that's watching from all over. Big O has a plethora of people. I'm talking about overseas. Big O, a couple people dropping the because I see Arabic sending hearts. You feel me? Like, bro, like, and I mean like it's written in Arabic is what I meant. But it's people all over. And if we make a stand, they are going to hear us. They're going to hear us. I don't care if it takes time. Be persistent. You said you in Salt Lake City, Utah. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's not easy to be in prison and have to deal with all the things that's on the yard, let alone with the officers throwing at you. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How y'all doing out there?
Good. Can you tell everybody where you're from?
I'm originally from Blythe, Arkansas. You
Okay.
know, I'll be somewhere everywhere though. I drive trucks.
Okay. Okay. And you in Salt Lake City, Utah?
Yeah. I had to come back up here and I had to come back up here 1 second. Look, I had to come back up here and go to school, as you can see.
Oh, I love Salt Lake City, Utah. I was out there for the NBA All-Star.
But you know what I'm saying. When I seen your live was about prison. You know what I'm saying. I'm always passionate to talk about that. You know what I'm saying. I think I earned uh, I earned the right to be able to speak about that. You know what I'm saying? I've never been touched on or molested in prison, but I've been there for a long time, and I've seen certain things happen, how certain things went. I watched how people rallied on Washington that developed the PREA program, which is an actual federal offense, a federal offense for officers that's getting caught for that, and inmates that engage in that, so forth and so on. It's an acronym that stands for Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA. All anybody got to do is just Google that. But they found a way to, like you said, they found a way to weaponize that as well towards the inmate. If somebody was to report a PREA situation, you know, they have certain protocols that the officers and the staff has to go through, but the, the inmate gets put into solitary confinement. In order for you to go to solitary confinement, you have to like stab somebody, fight somebody, assault somebody, steal something, destroy something, have a dirty urinalysis test. That's a punitive measure. You know what I'm saying? The shoe or isolation of the hole, wherever anybody want to call that bathroom. You know, that's a punitive measure. You know, don't nobody go to those type of that part of the institution for anything celebratory. You understand what I'm saying? So if you put me there, you only put me there for punitive reasons. They said the inmate must be placed there to separate himself from the staff. It's easy to separate the staff from us. Remove him. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? I can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I live here. Remove him. If you remove him, you know what I'm saying? You got like part of the problem taken care of. But they do things like this. I'll give you a prime example. One time I was in the county jail, and this is during COVID, and they came in. They was only like giving us like an hour out, something like that. You know, you had to take care of your shower, write a request, jump on the phone. Everything had to be within that hour because they had to let the other inmates out.
Right.
All right, so boom, you know, you got to wait in that line because everybody's coming out trying to take a shower. Excuse me, trying to take a shower. So I was one of the last ones in the shower, and they had this like rookie guy. You know what I'm saying? And the academy be training this into the officer, and they doing it to say that, hey man, this is how you got to instill control, because this is the language that they understand, which is a lie. We wasn't born in that type of environment. We come from the streets. You know what I'm saying? But they saying, oh, this is the language that they, you know what I'm saying? So they trained that into the officer. And the officer came and they were like, oh, everybody out the shower, everybody out the shower. I got soap everywhere all over my face and all that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all the guys in there know me. All the guys, you know, they respect me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the right answer, not the cool answer, so forth and so on. And that's just my demeanor. I'm not the.
Right.
If I tell you I gotta kill you, you know, each one teach one. We going forever. It's just that it's sad that we met in this type of situation. But he kept on and kept on and kept on. And when I'm telling the dude, like, hey man, you know, I'm in the shower, man. You know, let me get rinsed. And he acted like he's gonna come in the shower. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I wanted to come on here to let everybody know that it's not just the women. You feel what I'm saying? It's the male inmates too. It's just anybody that's in a authoritative position. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get that off. But you know, the guy made me come out the shower because I guess he didn't believe that that I, you know, I was soaked up or whatever. And when I came out, you know what I'm saying, like all the inmates tripped out. Like they didn't be like no cat calls, nothing like that. I'm one of their guys. I'm one of their guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that come and help you get transferred. It comes and explains the policies to you, so forth and so on. So I'm one of the inmates guys. And you got one of our guys out there, you know what I'm saying, indisposed. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Hit you with a prior. What you the individual who because they got, like I said, they got protocols. You know what I'm saying? They think that all inmates are ignorant. So they brung that guy in front of me, which they wasn't supposed to do if I'm filing a PREA on this guy. Then when they did separate us, you know what I'm saying, like the highest person in the office at that time on that shift came in and actually like tried to talk me off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was, empathize, man. Would you want your father, you know what I'm saying, out there on that tip like that? You know what I'm saying? With these type of individuals, living with these type of individuals, you want your son indisposed like that, so forth and so on. So, and I'm not coming up out for it. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead on, I continued to find my paperwork as well as my 1983. But since I've been out, you see what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't partake of the streets no more. I'm on something else.
Right.
But anytime they have a conversation or a platform like this, you know what I'm saying, I always want to be vocal about it, because like a lot of individuals, like the voters, you know what I'm saying, they haven't been blessed. Notice I use the word blessed.
Yeah.
They haven't been blessed to go through a situation like that, so they can be separated from the community, so they can get better familiar with
Understand.
themselves. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, it puts you on another path, if you're strong minded. But it's sad that you got to be strong minded. There's really nothing corrective about it. But I had did 14 years in a federal penal institution, and it's nothing short of just human warehousing. They did a study. It's in one of those elite colleges like Yale or Harvard. And this was back in like between the 40s and the 60s. And when they came with that saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this is when they took like the student body. I think they had took up criminology, and they took the student body and they separated them. Made some the guards, made some the inmates. And these are friends. These people are classmates.
Right.
All these people are students of the same class and the same course. And these are like uh, the so-called elite of society. So it ain't just like some of the homies from the projects. You know what I'm saying? These are the intellectuals that they did this study to, and they created like a penal institution. Made some guards, made some inmates. It did not take 30 days. You know what I'm saying? This is Googleable. You know what I'm saying? This right here is, they had to make a dissertation, so it's in the Library of Congress. The Library of Congress. It's researchable. Uh, they had began to mistreat the ones that was deemed to be the inmates. And these are friends.
Right.
All these people they know each other. You know what I'm saying? And these are the thinkers. These are these, like I said, these are the elites. These are the intellectuals. These are some of our future philosophers. And this is what they delved into once they was given absolute authority. That is the reason why what you said was true. Like, yeah, you cannot have consensual sex with somebody that's over you. And it don't just be with a penal institution. It's students and teachers,
Yeah.
clergymen, and followers, so forth and so on. When you have absolute authority over my well-being and over my belief system and things of this nature here, then I'm kind of like subjected to you from the gate. So much so that
Exactly.
where even if it seems to be consensual, man, it's like it's some type of carrot on a stick. I'm being goaded into going along with you. You know what I'm saying? In hopes of some type of prize on the back end, because hey,
Exactly.
you're the one that can provide that for me. You know what I'm saying? That is a inhumane environment, because we are pack animals. You know what I'm saying? We interact with each other physically. We hug each other. You know what I'm saying? We handshake each other. We pat each other on the back. And when you take somebody and you remove that physical interaction from them, abnormal things start to go on with their psyche. You know what I'm saying? So even when they think that, hey, yeah, I'm in control, it's not really you. Because this isn't you. This isn't the real you. If you was on the street, you wouldn't have considered this guy, or you wouldn't have considered this girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to bring something, being that we're on this topic, to the attention, as far as like when it went how it goes with males. When a man says, "Hey, this male officer violated me," so forth and so on, it really gets swept under the rug, because this is like a macho type thing. You know what I'm saying? He really don't want to say nothing, because like, you know what I'm saying, the inmates is going to ostracize him. You know what I'm saying? Officers is going to laugh and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it gets swept under the rug more so than the female gender. And I was kind of like in underneath these same, we was like, man, come on, man, why would a dude do a male inmate like that? He's free. He got access to his wife and so forth and so on. This is what made me a believer. One time they had this white Caucasian male who was extremely effeminate. You know what I'm saying? So much so that they had to take this guy out of the population so that he wasn't disrupted. Well, he kept saying that the male officers was making him do things, you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words, was making him do things or whatever. And everybody was like, you know what I'm saying, yeah, whatever. They came to me and they was like, cause I'm for the inmate, you know, I'm like, whatever your creed, whatever, you know, yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even just us against them. It's just, I'm gonna give the right answer. I'm not gonna give you the so-called cool answer. You know, the cool answer is what got me in that situation in the first place. And I wouldn't put nobody else on that. So they had, some of the inmates had, brung a kite to me from this dude, and he wanted me to, you know, start the grievance process for him. All right, so I'm all, you know, I don't kick it on the yard. I kick it in the law library. It's quiet. I have a lot of people in there. You know what I'm saying? I got the books I can research. So that's where I'm at all the time. So I understand the policies and the program statements that they hide from the inmates when they should be placed on a bulletin board. You know what I'm saying? Anything that reprimands these officers. But so I was like, I say whatever, I do it, man. I'm not really with all of that, but I'm young at this time. I'm in my early 20s. I'm almost 50 now. This is a long time ago. So I went ahead on and I started the grievance process. You know what I'm saying? I was lining him up for a 1983 form so that he could start him a lawsuit, so forth and so on. Hey man, just give me a bag of coffee and ice cream, and I did my little job or whatever. All right, well they for some reason, this dude just like upped and moved. Now, I knew he moved because I'm the one that's doing his paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So when they moved him, he fell off the radar for probably about like a year and a half. We don't hear anything about him. And next thing we know, man, this dude face pop up on the news. Like I said, I watched the CNNs, I watched the Datelines, the 2020s. They watched the sports, that so forth and so on. And when this dude face popped up on the news, I was like, damn, dude, you know what I'm saying? This guy, what solidified his case and got him removed from population was he produced some toilet paper with that man's so-called, semen on it. There's absolutely no possible way you can get somebody's innards and have possession of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you took it, unless they forced it up on you or something. But you cannot say this didn't come from this guy and this ain't what this is. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, at first I was like, man, that had to be some type of trick. But then it couldn't have been a trick because I'm the one out of the whole penal institution, out of 1,750 inmates, I'm the one that was most privy to the guy's situation because I was the one that was filing his paperwork. Yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, he was trying to be just removed from our institution. So I was under the impression that he was just trying to get shipped. It changed when that guy produced that. That guy had to give him that. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way there was some type of exchange that made me start to look upside the male guards' heads. Like I didn't think that you could cross into such perversion. You know what I'm saying? Like in a men's institution. You know what I'm saying? To where you see, oh man, I can take advantage of this guy. I can take advantage of this guy. All right, around us, y'all act some type of way, but man, now I see y'all are. Some of those individuals in those uniforms, man, are some of the individuals that need to be in those penal institutions. But because their environment deemed them to be a certain type of way, aka privilege, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody just woke them up and say, go that way instead of going that way. And that's what led to them being in that type of authoritative position. But if you take a hillbilly, hick, a project guy, whatever type of walk of creed, if it happened to the elite philosophers, if it happened to the intellectuals, the well-being, the soon-to-be well, you know what I'm saying? If it happened to them and they came out with a dissertation that stated absolute power corrupts absolutely, what does that say about, you know what I'm saying? So the only thing that would stop that is exactly what you said. It would be extreme transparency. You know what I'm saying? Cameras on all officers. The only time they go get cameras is when they're coming to protect themselves. When they come, like it's about to be a riot, it's about to be a fight, or they coming to give a so-called inmate who have the propensity for violence. When they come to give him a direct order that they know he's not going to like, they'll bring out the camcorder. They'll bring out the camera. They'll record that. You know what I'm saying? But just on day to day, when they're not doing anything, when they're playing on the computers, when they're looking at their phones, you know what I'm saying? They should have to wear those cameras and that feed should stay relative for no less than 7 years, and that'll give you extreme transparency. All right, when you have an inmate who goes through a certain situation and the officers do them like they attempted to do me, you know what I'm saying, which was talk them off the cliff. Hey man, look, we'll put you in a better dorm. We'll put you in a better facility. We'll give you some type of favors, so forth and so on. If they operate in currency for stamps, man, we'll give you about $50 worth of stamps, man. Leave that alone, and we're gonna give this guy a paid vacation in the form of a suspension with pay. You know what I'm saying? All right. And there's no history for this officer because nobody is going through with their complaint system. You know what I'm saying? It's like the good old boy system. But I just wanted to come on here and give y'all that, man. What they do is they take like individuals like myself. You know what I'm saying? That was college educated. You know what I'm saying? That has aspirations, for themselves. That's articulate enough to verbalize how everyone else feels or how everyone else is thinking. What they do is they make you a convicted felon, man, and they take your right to vote. You know what I'm saying? So the only individuals that's going out there and voting for these tough on crime, is individuals who's never been to prison. Is individuals who's never been in contact with loved ones, who's been incarcerated, so forth and so on. So they are ignorant by the definition of the term, not the street term ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But they are ignorant by they've been in just a simple act of not knowing. They don't know, and they cannot be made to know unless it's individuals like yourself, unless it's individuals like me to say, hey, look, this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on. And I'll tell it to whoever want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell it to a president. I'll tell it to a prosecuting attorney. I'll tell it to a federal judge. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth don't need nothing to stand with, man. It stands all by itself. Truth don't need anything to be justified for it, against it, anything like this. It's just something that is. You know what I'm saying? But you have a lot of individuals who has the galls to say something, but they can't verbalize it. And then the powers that be, they take their tongue. Prison is a big business now. You have the GOs, you have your CCAs, you have private prisons that judges and prosecuting attorneys, as well as police officers and guards and correctional officers, they are investing in these private prisons. And the best way to realize your investment isn't to purchase product like KFC or Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's simply fill a bed. If you fill a bed, you are securing your investment. If you fill a lot of beds, you are making your investment profitable. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the reasons why Joe Biden, I'm not trying to make this political or anything like that. I'm not trying to say I'm for
Listen, let me
Biden
tell
or
you
against
something. First, Leo, Jesus, come on. First of all, it's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limits. And let me pause
Okay.
you right now. If y'all just now tuning in, it is prison talk, and it's prison. I do prison talk every month
Yeah.
because just like you, I did a lot of time, and it's still in my head. Like I got things to get off my
Yeah, me
chest.
too.
So I spent a whole week, on my podcast, and we talk about it, and I allow anybody who's done time, even if they've done just jail time, you can speak about it freely. You know what I'm saying? Because, talking to regular people, and I say regular people, because they'll be looking like, damn, ain't you out? Like, you ain't got to talk about it. I know, but I spent half my life there, so.
Yeah, because you know what, they're designing a situation for your child. You know what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to you, they're designing a situation for your grandchild. These every day, what they do is, and I hate to use this word, but it's true. The propaganda that's being spread through social media and media news outlets is that, hey man, United States of America, you should not travel abroad, you know what I'm saying, because your life will be in danger. You should not spend your money, spend your taxes abroad because you're in the freest place on earth. But if you just Google that question, what country has the most incarcerated population in the world? You'll see you are in the most enslaved place. And I'm not talking about no black and white. I'm talking about
No,
classes.
for
You know what I'm
real.
saying?
Yeah.
The individuals, man, it's the individuals that's supposed to be utilized to be the batteries for the economy. You guys, us, public school system graduates, so forth and so on. You guys, man, are the juice, and you guys are expendable. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys aren't the shakers and the movers. You are not a cannot fail person. You know what I'm saying? You went to public school system. You didn't even know what You didn't know what the acronym CPA was until you was 35 years old. When you went to this school over here, they taught you something different. Then they did something else that they did that I can attest for. That I think that individuals who's watching this, they definitely need to know, especially the mothers, especially their single mothers, especially their minority mothers. If you have a so-called troubled child,
Right.
too young to go to prison. They too young to go to prison. They 12, 13. First thing they gonna try to do is they gonna try to medicate your child. Don't do that unless there's a get second and third opinions. Not saying that this kind of psychological mishap that's going on in their brain isn't happening. But why wasn't it around 40 years ago? Why wasn't it around 50 years ago? How did it just pop up like this to have ADHD? You know what I'm saying? The reason for that is big pharmacy, big lobbyists. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push this thing. You know what I'm saying? And we can't push this thing without patience. So we have to diagnose a lot of people with this. And all you gotta do, especially for those men child. You know what I'm saying? Men are fueled, and single mothers, y'all might not know this. We are fueled by testosterone. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are fueled by. We are fueled by big muscles. You know what I'm saying? We are fueled by strong bones. You know what I'm saying? We are fueled by adrenaline surges occasionally when the female body isn't really built for it. We built for it. And the only thing you really got to do, man, is start to direct that. Don't just be like, oh, sit down, you're doing too much. Put them in sports. Then they give them an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Send them outside or make them play an instrument, and it teaches them discipline. But this is what they do, because these are private institutions. These are CCAs. These are GOs. These things really exist. You know what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to the single mother who don't go to prison, they don't know that they lining your baby up for prison. And this is how they do it. They'll send you to DHS. This is what they did to my mom. You know what I'm saying? They'll send you to DHS and they'll send your child down there for counseling. As you can hear me speak, you can tell us I'm not crazy. I'm the very opposite of crazy. But they tell my mom, I've never been medicated. I would never take none if she tried. You know what I'm saying? I was rebellious that kind of way. But they'll tell your mom, well, hey, look, if they don't want to go to school, hey, give us your child and we can do a better job. And these are group homes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The same thing that's going on with what you're talking about on the Couch Chronicles is going on in these group homes with these little girls and with these little
Listen,
boys.
I talked about this on Mental Health Day. Like, I literally went from DHS to prison. Oh, he must have got a phone call. Y'all, if you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THA JANELL. I'm going to jump into a song, and we're going to finish up with the podcast. It is prison talk, and it's prison talk this whole week, so don't even trip. Y'all still got me Thursday and Friday. Yeah. So let's jump into this song, and I got y'all. fundamental, so every verse is a scripture high. I'm on the rise when people don't want to climb. Open your eyes, the hate don't come by surprise. I'm a strong man, but if I die before my time, play my music for my kids, daddy left a study guide. I wanna thank the fans for every song you ever played. Sing a word for word every time I burst the stage. Every time you ever told me that my music made you change. Put my pain on these beats, I let them know it ain't in vain. This music I put my heart in it. Man, go with these lyrics, this is my art, nigga. I tell the truth and the world rip me apart with it. Grammy family, Janelle, thank you on God. We about to tear up the charts with it. Limits. It's prison talk, y'all. It's not the last day. We still got Thursday and Friday of this month. And then we'll pick it back up again next month. So tell everybody again who you are and where you're from.
Okay. My stage name is Cobra. My stage name is Cobra. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper. I own a label called Full Blooded Records. Uh, you know, I'm from Arkansas, but right now I'm currently in Salt Lake City, Utah, because I'm attending a vocational college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was in the middle of telling
Yep.
single mothers about their kids and this trick that they get a lot of y'all with, and they utilize and mobilize the single mother, especially minority, to usher their child into penal institutions, and this is how.
Right.
Once the kid gets so-called diagnosed to be a problem child, they've tried the alternative schools, they've tried the medications, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. And every mother wants the best for their child. So they
Right.
think that they're making the best decision for their child, and the child ends up getting sent to a group home. That's when they can't function in their own communities, so-called.
Right.
But the people that are saying
That's
that
what I was saying. I
is
went
the
to a group.
counselors.
I was in DHS and went from DHS to prison.
Then you can identify what I'm going to say.
Right.
Your child, once in there, they're going to start to hear terms like this: mail call, child call, yard call. These are all the things that's going to
Yes,
desensitize your child to a
exactly.
penal institution.
That's
Once they go to
real.
prison, the prison situation is not going to work on them the way
Right.
that it would have worked on somebody who was
Exactly.
40 years old and just now went to prison. Because this person was brung up hearing these terms. They was brung up with child call. They was brung up with mail call in the anticipation of some type of mail coming and commissary. And these are all prison terms. And they meet the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? They meet the wrong people. Do not send your child to a scared straight thing. It's
Right.
counterproductive. It's not conducive to what the parent is trying to do for their child. You know what I'm saying? What you should be doing is you should get with somebody like my guy Jarvis Bell. You know what I'm saying? He's an ex-con. He has a nonprofit, a 501c named Children of Incarcerated Parents, and he's underneath the superunion model. This guy, you know what I'm saying, would take your kids and get them on a tour to universities, not prisons, not jails. Why would you send your child to a? Well, I started to get the cussing on him, but you should send your kids to places like where I'm at. You know what I'm saying, so that they can see what damn I could drive 18 wheelers. I never
Right.
knew I had that as an option. Damn. I didn't know that I can be a radiologist. I was told as a convicted felon I couldn't get into the medical field. Nobody took me to a vocational college and said I can work in a hospital as a radiologist. Nobody told me that.
Right.
There's not enough mentoring going on. Whenever, not just to get in the sidetrack thing, but when you neglect the child, and you allow these so-called powers to be the same ones that's in there molesting the inmates, when you let them advise you, that's like sending a gazelle to a lion school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not in the lion's best interest to educate the gazelle how to get away. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
They're only going to teach the gazelle how to get eaten, because that's what we do. We eat gazelles. When you give your child to the government already giving you substandard education. How do you think that they're going to treat your child? You know what I'm saying? Then once you line this child up for a penal institution or for a human warehouse, especially those that are minorities, you know what I'm saying? In the hopes of, hey man, I got the best intentions. Some of the worst things was done with the best of intentions. Hitler did what he did with the best of intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't just say, I want good for these people, so forth and so on. There got to be boots on the ground. There got to be more exposed, addressing this situation. There got to be more platforms where individuals, man, can get on there and talk freely. You know what I'm saying? Because this thing that's going on, I'm here to tell you, because I lived almost 2 decades of my life in those type of situations. Like, this thing is going on way more than what's making it to the public. The individuals off in there has such poor education that they don't, even the ones who want to cry out, don't know how.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to make it to the media. Those doors was closed to them from the 6th grade on up. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to reprimand an officer because they always been told snitching is bad.
Right.
So they've never been able to identify with an officer or their policies and procedures. You know what I'm saying? They're on the other side of the fence. But you know what we do know? We know how to fight. Like physically fight. We know how to stab. We know how to shoot. And that's just perverting the situation and making it worse. And it just gives those people the platform to be like, see?
Right.
See why we were so hard on them? Do you see why we have to do them like that? Because these people don't know how to do anything but whoop the police. You know what I'm saying? So for individuals, man, that got incarcerated loved ones, man, you know, they should, the main thing that they should cry out about, whether their child is saying anything to them on visitation or correspondence or communication through the phones or not,
Right.
is total transparency. Every officer should have a body cam. Every officer should have a body cam. If you come inside that fence, you should relinquish your firearm and adorn a body cam. You know what I'm saying? The body cams footage should stay relevant for no less than 7 years, which is the same amount of time that your credit goes, which is the same amount of time that you can do background checks for convicted felons, so forth and so on. These tapes should stay relevant for no less than 7 years. Everybody should say this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about unanimously with one voice, and not just to like individuals like just this platform or whatever, but they should say this in Washington. You know what I'm saying? They should say this to the aldermen. Anybody that's running for office, they should say, well, I don't want to hear shit you talk about unless you talk about prison reform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These individuals, y'all, let me tell y'all about these individuals. I'm talking about the inmates. They got done like that. These people get so introverted and they shut down so much because they can't talk about it. They can't say anything about it, and nobody's going to help them. That once they're released, nobody knows that this happened to this person. They move right next door to your daughter, and they broke it. They move right next door to you, and they're broken. You know what I'm saying? You don't know these people have been to prison. You don't know that this has happened to them in prison. You don't know that they was touched on, molested, whatever in prison. And these people move next door to you. You know what I'm saying? And you interact with this person, and then this person is like, he's not as sane as you thought your neighbor was. Who wants that for a neighbor? This is the reason why individuals should be proactive, even if they don't have anybody that's locked up, incarcerated, or whatever. Because, hey, man, I say 85%, 90% of these inmates do not have life. These people will be released out here to society and released out here to these communities, and they are incapable of living a pro-social lifestyle because of what just happened to them. Male and female, not just females, male and female. Even worse so with the males because they've been taught ever since a child. You know what I'm saying? That masculinity and machoism is don't cry. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry, suck it up, take it. You know what I'm saying? And keep it pushing. And these dudes are ill-equipped to deal with these things. You know what I'm saying? And they're not motivated enough to go and seek a skilled help. You know what I'm saying? That's the actual textual term, skilled help. Anybody who has been to school and has been trained up, you know what I'm saying, to attack this situation, they don't even know how to get to these people. So just like I came on here to say three things. One was to agree with you. The best way to attack this is total transparency. The best way to have total transparency is something that's already implemented all over the country already. You know what I'm saying? Body cams. Body cams. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if this is part of if this is the ass end of the judicial system, why isn't the body cam policy implemented there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're one-on-one, hands-on, 24/7, 365 with these so-called offenders. Two, single females, man, watch who you talk to about your child. You know what I'm saying? Do not let them turn you into Mr. Smith, like on the Matrix, against your own baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you're doing is you're gonna make that person a problem to me and my kids 30 years from now, because that person is gonna be ushered into prison. And to let everybody know, that prison has become big commodity now. A lot of people don't know that. They've never heard of CCAs. That's why Joe Biden want to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Because when you take somebody like me off the street, somebody that is a present father, somebody that is a disciplinarian to those kids, you know what I'm saying, and somebody that's not their friend. I'm not trying to be their
Right.
friend. I don't even want your respect. I want your honor. It goes further. I want you to honor me. I don't want you to pull your pants up in front of the judge and talk meekly in front of the judge when you would say anything around me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your whole ass hanging out around me. And I'm the one that could have aborted you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's totally backwards. And do not be trying to do that. What's up, Arkansas Press? Yeah, and don't be
Hey,
don't be
what up,
yeah.
though?
And don't be sending don't be sending your kids to them people, man. It's not designed for them to actually help your baby. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Look for individuals, man, that's been there. Look for individuals that walked their walk before and came out the other end a better person. And then you ask those people, those self-educated people, those articulate people, you know what I'm saying? The ones that's been dipped in the fire and purified, the ones that's been sharpened by steel. You know what I'm saying? Ask these people, hey man, how can I help my child? Because that person you're talking to has already been victimized 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's all I wanted. I ain't gonna stay on here and preach, man, but that's all I wanted to come on here and say. I've been wanting to tell you, man. I want to say anything, man, that speaks about prison reform, because I was a child inmate at 12 in those type of group homes. Then it went from that to I was a child inmate in an adult penal institution at the age of 15. You know what I'm saying? My nickname off in those institutions was Baby G. Me and this guy named PL from Southwest Little Rock. We was the youngest ones in a so-called gladiator school in Varna. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, you know what I'm saying, by the grace of God, being such small kids, that we already had been to these type of places. Like all our homeboys is up in there, because all the group home dudes is up in here, and all the what they call the alternative school guys. We already knew each other when we got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what
Right.
about those other kids that had just simply stole something and got stuck off in there and didn't have somebody to babysit them, like the whole population babysitting us, and didn't let anything happen to us from the inmates or the guards? You feel what I'm saying? What about those kids? So yeah, accountability. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna call that snitching. You know what I'm saying? That's the word that it's been translated on the street as snitching. You know what I'm saying? Holding each other, holding the motherfucker
Yeah.
accountable, holding people
Yeah.
accountable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying, oh man, I went with him to molest this girl. Y'all caught me, so I'm gonna tell y'all what he did. That's snitching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Holding somebody accountable, man, that's totally different. That's something I'm not even with. I'm not even
Right.
with that over there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So forth and so on,
Facts.
man. And use your, and for those that can vote, you know what I'm saying? The power's in the vote. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why they removed Larry Hoover, because he was trying to ignite the vote. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons. You know, he was trying to ignite the vote with the individuals who didn't know the power of politics. There's power in the vote. There's power in the vote. There's power in the vote. What you do when they get to sticking these signs up in your yard, when they get to knocking on your door and they're lobbying and they're rallying for this
Right.
person, then you should be going to town hall meetings challenging these people with
Exactly.
your topics. Damn what they trying to campaign for. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that you should be very compassionate about is prison reform. Why? Because
Yes.
this is the most incarcerated place on the planet Earth.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They are not incarcerating the Harvard people, the Yale people, and it even failed with them. So that means this thing is, it's hard to say something is absolutely true.
Right.
Absolutely, y'all, means 100%. That's what absolutely means. Exclusively means 100%. It means 100%. It's all, that thing is almost impossible. Why? Because you will always have an exception to the rule. You will always have an exception to the rule, with the exception of mathematics. But here it is, the professors in Yale and Harvard says through a test, you know what I'm saying, that absolute authority corrupts absolutely. This is what the thinker said.
Right.
This is is in the Library of Congress. This dissertation is in the Library of Congress.
A
So
lot
this
of
ain't
people
something to
don't read,
be
but I
like,
feel y'all
oh
gotta
man,
start reading. That's why it's so important to read.
yeah,
And them
just
laws.
self-educate. You know what I'm saying? Self-educate, man. You know, reading is fundamental. Reading is the best, man. You know, do your own
Yes.
research. That I've been doing that almost most of my life, and that's the reason why I've always been kind of outspoken, and I've never been a go along to get along type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I think how I think. That's just how I think. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I do my own type of research, and my research that's unbiased led me to these facts. You know what I'm saying? And then not just these facts. I'm stating where these facts are located for the individuals who don't go to penal institutions. I personally don't need those because I lived there. I seen it. I was the writ writer for this guy who that had happened to. You feel what I'm saying? Now I can just imagine if that had happened to this effeminate male inmate, how much of this is going on in the female institutions. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And then on top of that, man, like these are y'all don't understand how that affects children of incarcerated parents. You know what I'm saying? You are derailing, and it's a domino effect. And then, like I said, man, the ones that you do love, your grandmother, the one that's elderly, that's, you know what I'm saying? She's in her later years. That mentally broken person moves next door to her. And that's a threat to your grandmother.
Right.
That's a threat to your daughter who's just not coming out of the house, who just got pushed out of the house, and now she's going on her own, and then somebody moves next door to her that's, you know what I'm saying, that's mentally broken. Due to the correctional human warehousing institutions that they got, the private warehousing, the private institutions. You know what I'm saying? Them taking some of our loved ones, man, and then taking. Why would you tour somebody into a prison? That
Right.
to me don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Why would you, the ones that's really tough, that's really cut like that, why would you take them to a spot where they see, oh, I can make it here? Why would you take that person down through them? Why would you take that person to see some of their big homies gonna be off in there? Oh man, that's OG so and so over there. Man, I know I'm good. Ooh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? They know a whole bunch of people that's been in prison. Why are you not taking those people to tour these universities and these campuses? It costs, let me tell y'all something. It costs $88,000 a year to house an inmate, federally speaking. $88,000
If y'all
annually. So that
in here
means
on Facebook, $88,000 to house.
you are nearing $1 million to the taxpayers when you incarcerate in a federal penal institution for 10 years. If it wouldn't take somebody $88,000 to go to a C-rated university, do you know what type of degree you can have in 10 years? 1 year you'll be certified in something. That's a certificate. 2 years you would have an associate's. 3 to 4 years you would have an MBA, a master's. 5 to 6 years you would have a doctorate. 8 to 10 years, you will have a PhD. So what are we getting a PhD in these human warehouses? We're getting a PhD in robbery. We're getting a PhD in molestation. We're getting a PhD in sexual perversion. We're getting a PhD. We're getting a PhD in kidnapping. We're getting a PhD in extortion. You know what I'm saying? All the things that only work in penal institutions don't work next door to your grandma. And one of the main ways to curb that, and I'm bringing it all the way full circle, man. I'm gonna let you get your show back. I love you for this too.
Yeah,
One
no
of the
problem.
ways,
Anytime.
the main way to curb that, two main ways to curb that. One, hey man, activate the vote. Activate the vote. For
Right.
those of you that know what's going on, man, they cannot vote, man. Talk to your people that can vote. Give them a ride down there
Exactly.
to the polls. You know what I'm saying? Come by and knock on their doors and see how educated they is about it. Go to those town hall meetings. Speak out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your voice get taken when you keep on reoffending. Stop recidivating. You know what I'm saying? I can say whatever the hell I want to say now. I don't sell crack no more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Freedom of
saying? So
speech.
you can't threaten me. You can't threaten me no more. You know what I'm saying? By me talking out or speaking out against it or whatever. The last and not least, prison reform in the form of transparency. If they are in the judicial system, in the justice system department, it has already been approved nationwide for body cams. Why aren't there body cams on 100% of every officer in these penal institutions, especially GO, especially CCAs, you know what I'm saying, especially any type of privately owned prison, the ones that don't go by the federal standards and guidelines, they especially should have to wear those body cams. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that's all. That's all I want to say. I appreciate you, man. There's a lot of things I
Yes,
gotta do here. You know,
that's
once again,
fine. Thank you
for
so
those
much.
for those that just not coming on to the show, uh, this is what I'm doing.
Yes. It's so
That's what I'm
beautiful
on.
out there.
That's what I'm
I
on
miss Utah.
right there. You know what I'm saying? So anybody, man, anybody that you know what I'm saying, I talk to anybody, man. There's a couple of people on there on this thing right now. Let you know, man. I'm not.
Unfortunately, Instagram cut him off because Instagram always do stupid shit like that. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's not the end. Prison Talk will continue this Thursday and Friday. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits.